We're live.
We're live!
Yeah,
Probably a good idea.
All right, we're live now. We got Henry and
Howdy.
Eric.
Eric did not know he was going to be live on camera. And Andy and
Look over there,
Lisa.
we got Andy and Lisa. We're just doing our pens.
Yeah, so I just went to the Europe.
Went to the Europe.
All right, cut. We got it. Now I was in Germany visiting some very, very good friends, and I was also for a day each in Brussels and The Hague. The entire week I found every pen and office supply, etc. store I could find, and that is all that I spent money on, and it was so much fun. I did end up, and I was talking to Eric about this, because so many of the sort of more expensive pens are actually cheaper in the States just because you're not paying value-added tax or whatever. I didn't really buy anything super nice. However, I discovered that Lamy and, Faber-Castell or whatever, those sort of big manufacturers also have a pretty hefty school supply type range. So I bought some of their sort of like cheaper stuff. So what I have in my hand right now is Lamy 3-in-1 kind of wax crayon pencil. It came in this wonderful little roll, which that is something that has all the colors in the wind, etc., and a sharpener. And they're really, really fun to play with. This one's metallic and silver, and it's like, it's Metallica, yes. It's like using a crayon. I don't think that's going to show up on camera at all, so I'm not going to bother. But I've never seen these for sale in the States. I'm sure somewhere sells them, but they're really fun. Timmy, you gotta try them. They're smooth as butter. I was gifted while I was over there by my wonderful host parents Jacob's he's my man. I was gifted by my host parents an early birthday gift of Faber-Castell's new Tamizio calligraphy set, which comes with three nib sections. This one is the 1.8 millimeter, and then 1.4 and 1.1. This is featuring their new olive green ink, and it is marvelous. I love it. I love it so much. Thank you, Stacy and Jens, for gifting me this wonderful birthday gift.
Smooth tries. I don't know with this. That's pretty dope.
Isn't it sweet? It's got a nice texture. Tim, can you hand me a brass knuckle? I think I'm ready.
Brass knuckle.
Can you brass knuckle me?
I'll hold my
Steel Sport.
My Steel Sport. Suck you, whop your jaw.
So that we're all on the same page, what I'm referring to is the beer that I brought. So what else? Well, so this were the inks that I was alluding to, which Eric so kindly reminded me are in the most ridiculous Faber-Castell packaging you could possibly imagine. They come in like wedding proposal ring boxes. But this is olive green and cognac brown, which the wonderful attendant at the Faber-Castell store, thank you, in Dusseldorf.
Actually, I think the most ridiculous ink packaging is still probably Caran d'Ache.
It is still, yeah, absolutely. Caran d'Ache, you're right, because the like off-kilter bottles and hexagonal boxes.
And the fact that they're $50 a bottle.
Oh my god, I have one bottle, they're Infinite Gray, and it's a shame because I actually really love the ink. It's just so unbelievably expensive. Aren't those cool?
I love the packaging.
Slowly but surely turning Andy and Lisa onto the pen world is a joy.
I mean, the Ackerman inks are also ridiculous in their own way, but
This is true.
At least there's a heritage there of being ridiculous.
Heritage and also functionality. So, speaking of Ackerman inks, this is their brand new Delftsblau, or Delft Blue. That's what it's called, okay? I don't speak Dutch.
Obviously.
Exactly. Thank you. But it's like an erasable school blue. It's really, I think it's very pretty. And it comes, of course, in their most insane, ridiculous bottle, which doubles as a vase.
Yeah.
So for Andy the pen noob over here, the functionality behind this is that there's a little marble stopper in there, so when you're filling a pen,
stuck in place.
there you go. Oh my god. Okay, so it is stuck in place.
In theory,
There we go. We fixed it. Nope, it's not fixed. I'll figure that out later. But when you turn it over, this reservoir fills, and then it stoppers itself. So when you're filling a pen out of it, no matter how little ink is left in here, you've always got a little reservoir to fill in. And it's a great desk ornament for your coworkers who.
Also, my cats really like to knock these over.
Eric's cats like to knock a lot of his pen supplies over, to be honest.
Well, they also tried to kill me the other week.
They did. That's a fun story. it's not really fun. It's a story.
They came
What else?
damn close,
They,
actually.
you know what? I'm thankful they didn't. Thank you for being here. It's very exciting. A couple other things I got at Ortloff, the big ass Best Buy sized office supply store in Cologne. I got a couple Pelican twists in the most neutral colors I could find. Like $10 pens. They're really fun. They have like a great little.
Why didn't you go for the exciting primary school colors, though?
Because those
They're
are
not
actually
5?
they're easier to find in the States. The more neutral, mature ones are harder to find and often more expensive.
I
So
like the shine.
I do. This is called bronze apparently, and it's not inked. If you'd like to put something in it,
You too.
Tim, don't put that in it, please. So those are a number of other fun things I got. I got a bunch of limited edition Mont Blanc cartridges because they're hard. It's hard to find the cartridges in the States. And as Eric was mentioning, they are cheaper, in fact, over in Europe.
Do you want to
So,
pop Little Prince in here?
you know what? Let's do that. That's a good idea.
I had while I was in San Fran.
Yeah,
Is this limited or is this just? Oh, okay.
it was like their
So I
lucky
spent
orange and golden yellow.
last weekend in
Okay.
San Fran at the pen show, and I was working with Dan Smith selling pens, and people would be like, "What's this nib?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I still can't tell." And I didn't have a loop, so John Santo was there, and I was like, "John, you gotta go find me a loop. Bring me back a loop." So he did. He went over to Dale Beebe.
I always thought it was Beeb.
Beebe, maybe it is.
Pen tooling.
I like BB but pen. That's who that is.
Pen tooling.
I love pen tooling.
He wears that "My pen is huge" shirt.
Yeah, it's so funny.
He's a hoot.
He's a crazy looking dude. I
John
love
got
it.
me this. I've never had a lighted loop.
That's incredible. The camera's on you now, right? Okay, good. All right.
But don't use this. This is a one-directional loop when the light is on.
Starring Harry Styles.
Don't point the light into your
Thank you.
eyeball.
You laugh at my
Don't
One
look
Direction
into
joke.
the light.
Oh yeah, I didn't get it.
You had a touch
He's
with
too
the.
old.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Okay, so the Mont Blanc cartridges I've discovered, there's not like a satisfying pop when they go into that because the Germans are all use our cartridges only. But if it doesn't pull itself out, it should be good. Yeah.
This pen broke.
Wait, really? Oh, it's the cat. Jesus Christ, Tim. Come on. I spent a lot of euros on that. I love that though, the click when you twist it together. When you pelican twist it together. Oh my God.
The posting is
Wonky.
wonky.
It is very. Oh my God. I had a excuse my language, shit my pants moment a couple weeks ago before I left. I was meeting an old friend who is not a fountain pen user, and I showed her my Pot 70s Kaveco Sport, and she did not know that it was a twist. So she was putting it back together, and I heard a crack, and it was the threads, stripping each other. Thankfully, nothing is actually broken, but I had to
Could have been your other sport.
oh my! I don't let people touch my 1940s Sport. That stays with me
That
at all
one's
times.
50s.
50, excuse me. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't let people touch that because things like this happen. So it's fine, but I'm not letting her touch a pen of mine ever again.
Just hand her a Safari.
No, not even that. I don't trust anyone anymore.
And her Jinhao.
That's fine. I'll do it, Jinhao. Yeah, no, Tim, you're right. Talk about an ink that will make you think your pen is not flowing properly. I got this Mont Blanc Heritage Spider Metamorphosis Web Gray, which is an unbelievably long name. Oh my goodness, I forgot.
Is that a Kafka?
Yeah, I think so. And the Kafka, by the way, is my favorite writer's edition they ever did. It's this one. I want one very badly if they weren't like $3,000, but
Yeah, but that's just like them to make it. It's an appropriate Kafka ink. It's gaslighting you as you try to write it.
that's exactly right. You really can't tell if your pen is broken or not because it's so light.
I thought the Kafka was one of the cheaper writer's editions.
You know what? It's possible. I just sort of assume at this point
I
that
think
they're
it's
all
like $1,000.
Oh, yes, of course, cheaper. Did I
cheaper than a Hemingway.
Oh Jesus, that's true. Did
Or
I show
an Agatha
you?
Christie.
Did I show you the picture I took of the Ludwig II patron of the arts pen?
I saw some photos of that. You saw it in person?
Yeah, twice. It's got a crown.
Well, that's not that bad.
I love it. It's
It's
gaudy.
not as bad as the Semiramis.
Yeah, you're right. But I actually really love that because it's so dumb. That's what? How does it say the price of it?
If you have to ask,
Yeah,
you can't afford it.
it's I think 2,000 euros. or
No, that's
something.
not bad, actually.
It's not, but it's a lot. Have you seen the new Homer?
I haven't seen it in person.
I did a couple times. It looks crazy, like really cool.
I think the pictures haven't done it justice.
Yeah. I wanted to get a bottle of the ink, but again, it was like 40 euros. I was like, I don't really want to deal with that. But it looks like if the pen, the pen looks like if you did an interpretation of like an Easter Island head in fountain pen form. It's actually very cool.
I have some things to say about it that I will not say on camera because they're not appropriate.
Oh, that's why we do this, so we can catch
Reminds
ourselves.
me of the grill on an Edsel.
And they use
Yeah, you're right. It's a good point. Well, it reminds me of like that guy in Brooklyn who does the 3D printed like Easter Island pens.
Yeah.
I actually like those a lot, but this has the benefit of being $2,000 more expensive. You know.
Actually, his stuff's getting more and more expensive. I think.
Yeah, so I should probably get
Which
one of
is
those.
mostly because I think he's doing all the fancy lacquer.
I just like the unfinished like gray
Stone
3D
head.
printed. Yeah, I think those are super cool. I can't remember his name. It's like
It's
18111.
Yoshi Nakama, I think.
Okay.
But it's like 1811 or 18.
I think it's 18111.
Yeah.
It's like a stupid long number, but yeah. Have you seen those, Tim? The 3D printed Easter Island head pens?
Yeah.
I really want one of those. I was saying the Homer, the Mont Blanc Homer Writer's Edition kind of reminds me of that, just way more expensive. Here's another fun cheapo thing that I got. So Online is a brand that is not super well known in the U.S., but it's like it is, yeah. It's a pen manufacturer sort of specialized in kind of school pens, more low-end stuff. They do have some nicer, more expensive stuff. But they make like a Lamy Joy knockoff calligraphy set. Comes with 3 nibs, and it's 15 euros instead of 30. And they also make their own Lamy-sized cartridges, where one end will fit a Lamy and the other end will fit a standard international, whatever, which is super cool. So I got a pack of brown
so
ones.
they're 150, and he's still making them
That's great. Yeah, no, I've got to get on that.
before he stops making them.
I was gonna say, I had a customer when I was working at Robert Mason once who had one of those, and I don't think she knew how what she had. She had just like been in Brooklyn and was like, "Ooh, neat."
You guys see the 3D printed offset pen?
No, maybe.
Someone printed and it was you buy it on Etsy, but it's a guy in I think somewhere in Southeast Asia. But it's you hold it here and then.
Yes, the oblique pen, but it's a fountain pen, right? Yeah. It's super crazy idea, but I actually really like those, and I would like to have one.
Hey, one of the guys on the fountain pen Facebook bought one and
Really?
said it's not when you're writing with an oblique tip and hold it, nib is angled down like that.
Yeah.
And this
Doesn't have that.
version lacks it, so
Oh.
it needs some refinement.
Sure.
So
I love the Fountain Pen Facebook group.
I do
That's-
too.
They don't take themselves seriously, which is something
It's
that.
lovely.
It's important to Eric, particularly.
It's a lovely. There's equal parts fountain penning and shit posting.
But the shit posts are always really lovable, you know,
Yeah.
and I like that about the group.
Well, and it's usually because they've gotten pissed off about something happening in normally the Fountain Pen Network page, and then they're like, well, Andrea sucks, so let's shitpost.
That's right. That's about as concise and hysterical an interpretation of the Fountain Pen.
Well, I
Facebook
mentioned
group.
that I almost got banned from the Fountain Pen Network once for posting pencils, and they were like, yep, that doesn't surprise us at all.
That's the funniest thing about. What, talk about something like there's clear overlap in interest, and also
Well,
who
they were
gives a
like,
shit?
a writing desk would have been fine, but you posted pencils, and those are right out.
That's really bad. If we ever start a blog, by the way, we have to name it Write Out, but WRITE, because I think that would be appropriate given our collective personality.
When I go buy the Mexican Coke.
Where do you buy Mexican Coke?
It's like
Do you go to Mexico to buy your Mexican Coke?
no.
When you go to Mexico, it comes with the other Coke too.
I was gonna say, do you actually go to Colombia to buy it?
I think I'd have a lot more people in here.
Yeah, you sure would. LOL. We're funny. Tim, do you have anything else to show to the group? Oh wait, I have to show my very expensive Lamy headquarters exclusive. So I did go to the Lamy flagship store, which is where I bought my school supplies. I also bought a very, very expensive Lamy Noto ballpoint pen, which is exclusive to the store because ich liebe Heidelberg. And I actually really love it because I love ballpoints too. And I guess now I know not to post about them in Fountain Pen Network, but Eric was, because this was like €7. I definitely should have bought like 50 of them and resold them, but I didn't think about it at the moment. And also I don't care enough. Like Eric is always, he's very good at reselling, just selling period for, you know, I just like buying stuff that I write with, so I didn't think about it. But yeah, you can only, there was a Lamy All-Star that had this as well, and I was like, I don't like the All-Star enough to spend €30 as opposed to 6, but like...
I'm not sure I would like it that much either.
That's the thing, but I love...
It's also just a cool ballpoint.
The Noto is my favorite, like, Lamy ballpoint. I have a white one with the, like, metal tip, and it's really cool. And I love it uses the M16 cartridge, which, honest to God, just looks like a round of ammunition in some weird future universe. But there's something very like firearmsy about Lamy's ballpoints in their design, and I like that a lot. So, Tim, I think I'm running out of interesting things to say.
Oh, you ran out long ago, Henry.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I brought anything really interesting.
You can show the Parker.
Your Parker, you mean?
Eric is very close to being done selling it. I just got back from Europe. I don't have money.
You told me you had money.
Well, I have some money.
You should just buy the Parker Victory. You know you want it.
God damn it. So it's got this wonderful... How did you describe this celluloid?
Brown candy mesh.
Thank you. Which I really like, because Eric knows I like anything brown. Exhibit A, B, C, many brown pens. Oh yeah, here's all my tortoise things, D, E, F. It's a lot. So, and it's got a stubby, flexy nib, which looks really cool, and I want it quite badly. And it's been resacked, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a button
Not
filler.
by me, but...
By somebody. Woo! Oh, I broke it.
Oh, you're fine. Hang on.
It's broken. I broke it.
No, I don't want to buy it.
Eric's on the job. On the case. Okay, I really need to eat a donut.
Get after it, man.
I'm gonna do that. I will be right back. It's your show, gentlemen.
So what have you been doing? Did you drive out to San Francisco?
I did
drop
not.
something off and drive home?
Oh God, no. There it is.
So it's so funny. So I'm hanging out. Do you know Laura?
Yes.
So it was me and Dan.
forgetting
Me
to
and
bring it
Laura
home.
were selling steak, and she's got 3 Nakaya for sale.
Of course she does.
And whose were they? They were Rick's.
Of course they were, man. Jane.
Of course they were. Yeah.
I'd only met Laura briefly before the show.
Yeah, I've talked with her a bunch at the Chicago show.
I haven't
Actually.
been to that show. I'm gonna go next year, but yeah. So, of course, she's got Rick's pens. I thought it was hilarious. He knows everyone.
I actually bought a pen from her indirectly a couple years ago. My Green Arco Paragon was originally hers. Although it ended up being a very complicated transaction.
Coming around.
So
So we flew into.
claws and wiped it off.
So we flew into whatever city the pen show was in,
Mm-hmm.
San Francisco, and all I brought with me was coffee and enough shirts for a couple of days, shirts and socks and underwear, right? So my entire carry-on bag was stuffed with coffee, bags of coffee.
That doesn't seem strange.
No, it was a very strange carry-on. Excuse me. And so they at TSA swabbed every bag for explosives. Anyway,
Among other things.
landed in San Fran, and caught the shuttle to the hotel, and then we took an Uber to Target because I was brewing coffee at the show. I stole your seat.
That's okay.
I was brewing coffee at the show.
All right. Oh,
Here,
you,
we'll just move it over.
there's another one. All
I was
right.
brewing coffee at the show, but I didn't have any brew gear because I didn't want to bring it on the plane. So we went to Target and standing there looking at grinders and drip brewers, and it's me, Dan Smith, and Laura, and some lady who had to be
My
had to be
wife.
in her mid-late 50s or something says to me, and because Laura said something, and some lady says to me and Dan, listen to your mother.
Oh no. Did that lady get beaten up?
I almost smacked her. I was like, that was really lame and dumb. I thought Laura was my age, but she's she's not.
She doesn't look that old.
No, she didn't look old. No, thought she was like 40. Anyway, so we called her mom the rest of the time, which she loved because she likes being a mom. She's a good mom.
Mom or mommy?
We call no, just mom. That would be weird.
That's why I like it.
Would.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's only one person I call mommy. Mommy.
Is it Casey?
I do call Casey mommy.
Nice.
I call my mom Nani now.
Really?
Yeah,
Because she's Nani.
because she's Nani.
I have a Nana.
I
like Nani.
I had a Nana.
Yeah.
We named we named Charlotte after my Nana.
Okay. That's really sweet. Charlotte's also a great name. And Charlotte, just empirically, is also a super funny kid. So.
Oh yeah, she's a hoot.
Hoot and a half.
She's a hoot and a half. She's crazy.
Isn't that cool? I actually really like that.
Yeah, I do like it. It looks like will it cap in any direction?
I think so.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it would.
Not German engineering.
Those crowds. Are we in World War One? Not anymore.
No, they were hang on. No, it was Krausen. Where's the Fritz? Fritz is coming. The Huns are coming.
The Huns.
Well, there's a couple like World War I slurs I still really like calling Brits Tommies.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's calling the French frogs, but that kind of still gets you in trouble. Full disclosure, I speak French. I speak French.
I speak French. I don't think you do.
Okay. Well, I don't speak English clearly, so
This passes the card test.
it's a really tight.
That's a good clip. It's a good clip.
Tight like a Steiger. Oh my
And
god.
this is what is that? The 1.8.
1.8.
That's a big one. A big one.
I really like it. I like their cartridges. Honestly, like their ink is surprisingly good.
Need to place an order with Sites Global so you can get more of them. Is their web store working again?
I think so.
It was like last year, I think, that it like stopped working.
I'm pretty sure I've ordered something in the interim. Yeah,
Well, and they shifted everything to eBay for like 6 months.
which is weird because they still have like a couple stragglers on eBay. I love Zeitskreutznach. It's a great ordering experience.
I was hanging out with, do you know Marta
No,
Torres?
no.
She was the one that was doing that awesome Devil's Dictionary.
Oh, cool.
With
Okay.
the italic stuff and the cool illustrations.
Yeah, yeah.
I met her in DC a while ago. We were hanging out on Sunday night.
Oh, that's sick.
She did a little drawing. She moved to San Diego,
Oh,
where she's been building cabinets.
San Diego. Isn't that German for the whale's vagina?
I don't know.
Eric, tell me you've seen Anchorman.
I have not, actually.
What is wrong with you?
I don't have a memorized. Catch the referee.
Okay, well, that's a very important.
That's a funny movie.
It was a funny movie.
What did I watch? I watched Super Troopers 2 on the plane ride home.
How funny is Super Troopers 2?
That was pretty good. I was laughing my butt. Lots of kicks,
Dude.
lots of kicks in the balls.
Seeing Rob Lowe like shadow boxing a male stripper's wiener was a highlight.
He was very funny.
He was very funny.
That was a
Oh my gosh, this donut is.
What you got? Maple?
So I had a jelly filled just now, and then the maple, of course.
Maple, dip plate, blase. Speaking our français.
Of course.
I got ox blood in this pan.
I have had bad luck with ox blood in terms of flow.
This is the only pen I've ever had inked with ox blood. I got it from a friend.
Oh,
And I have, you can tell from the advance of the piston, I've had to give it a goosh.
yeah, goosh every time.
But I like the color.
It is pretty. I find, because I have ancient copper. It's obviously not as dark, but if in a wet pen, it gives you sort of the same effect.
Huh. And that's another diamond. Diamine. Did you buy any diamine while you were?
Not a one.
Well,
Be
you
proud.
did actually.
Okay, sorry. That's a good point. I
Are you
did buy
supposed to tell anybody?
2 Ackermans, which is rebottled diamine, but still,
Well, is the Delft diamine or?
I'm,
well,
I'm
probably
assuming if
made
they're
by them.
yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm assuming it's all manufactured by them. But the other fun one, which is a little less normal diamond, is I got number 10 Ackermann Iser Galnoten Blauwzwart. Can you tell I don't speak Dutch and think it's a fun language? It's their Iron Gall Blue Black, which I'm super hyped to use. I don't know what I'm going to put it in yet. My favorite thing too is on their swipe chart, it looks brown. Like it just does not look blue or black.
Although I think the best named Iron Gall ink is still Ecclesiastical Stationery
God
Supplies
damn it.
Registrar's Ink.
Have you heard his rant about this? Not rant, but his sell. So there's an ecclesiastical supplier in the UK that makes this Iron Gall like blue black ink in like vats.
It's ecclesiastical.
They sell it for priests to like write in church registers and do marriage certificates and stuff.
And apparently it's like dirt cheap.
It's like $10 a bottle for like a
large
fairly
bottle.
substantial bottle, including shipping from the UK.
Whoa. Including shipping. It's
So he's been selling me on it for like 2 years.
like a deciliter.
Oh my god. Excuse me. Well, I write funny things in Tim's a notebook.
Not with that.
It
ball
is
point, you know.
14 and a half pounds for 110 milliliters of it.
Wow. It's 2 bottles of
That's
Ackermann.
1.1 deciliters.
Stop it. I will have none of your metric nonsense. Although, Tim, I didn't say this. You look very nice shaved. I haven't seen you clean shaven in a while.
Went and got a whole new face.
I was like Andy. Andy grew a new face. The beard is still under there, right?
It works.
Yeah.
Something
Did you shave it?
Pens are expensive. What?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I just sell kidneys. Thankfully, they regenerate.
I don't know that you know how kidneys work, Eric.
Well, I've sold like 6 of them.
Eric
so-
is part starfish.
Actually, I have a funny story about starfish.
Oh dear.
So in a misguided attempt at population control in Maine, where fishermen would like grow mussels and they wanted, the starfish eat mussels, so they were trying to kill the starfish. They would, be like, oh, there's a bunch of starfish around here. We should cut them in half to kill them, which has the unintended side effect of just
And doubling the
doubling-
population.
Yes.
Did you lose your espresso machine?
Oh my god. Somebody needs to Google that and make sure it's real, because that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
A park ranger told me this story, which means it must be real.
I believe anything a man in a park ranger, a woman in a park ranger uniform tells me.
Well, it's too silly not to be true.
It's, you're right. And also just like thinking about fishermen in Maine, that is definitely something they do.
No offense to any Mainers.
Or offense, I don't know. I mean, no intended offense. It's fine. Listen to Eric, he's nicer. I'm gonna go toss this. Be right back. Tim, I wrote something in your notebook with a non-ballpoint.
those.
Would you care to show them? Show them to the crowd.
You know what they say about those?
You're fine.
Two's better than one?
If you've seen one, you've seen them both.
That's not always true.
Oh man, I wish I had my new shirt. I'll show it to you. I'll wear it.
Okay. Like a public perk shirt or what?
No.
Does it say I'm with stupid?
Good.
Because I would wear a shirt like that. I have worn a shirt like that.
No, the gist of it is I am stupid. No, wait, you're stupid.
Ooh. Turning it right around on people. I like it, Timmy. I like your style. What is that?
This goes in a osprey.
Goes in an osprey. Is it gold? No, it's gold plated. NVM.
That's a cool. I saw the Peyton Street Pens people.
Yeah.
They're not usually at the shows that I go to.
I was gonna say I don't know that
I
I've
think
ever.
they only do San Francisco.
Are they out of the West?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're in San Francisco.
Is
Yeah.
that where Peyton Street is?
I think so.
Is Peyton Street real? Am I just making that up?
There are pens, but they have like
Ranga stuff.
Ranga.
Yeah. How do they form that relationship? Like, where did that come from?
I will send you a bucket of money and you will send me pens.
Okay, that's probably. That sounds
There's some
reasonable.
cool Rangas. Oh, Sarge have you guys seen Oldwin?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
I don't
so
know
expensive,
anything. Yeah.
though.
I don't know anything about Oldwin though. Like
It's Andre Mora's house brand.
okay.
He has a small pen shop in Paris.
So it's not like an old brand. Like
Oh, it is an old brand. It's
Really?
been in the family for a couple decades.
Okay. All right.
But the pens look like they're from the 30s, except that
That's why I like
They're
them.
all cartridge converters.
they are.
That's my problem with it. I do, however, really like where the threads are. Like the threads being so high up on the section looks kind of like a safety pen thing, and their nibs are really beautiful. Do they make them?
Yeah.
The shape of them is amazing.
But they're $800
for $1,000.
or $2,000.
It's a little silly.
They're so cool.
That's the thing. I like.
But,
I would
but
honestly.
at that price point, they could do something other than a cartridge converter.
I mean, like at that price point, I'll buy an M1000. You know.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that they have going for them is they bought up a bunch of Omas celluloid.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not an insignificant thing. We should
But-
mention, like,
Yeah, but they're not.
Eric sometimes is jaded about Arco celluloid because he has one already, so he doesn't need any more.
Well, but you can buy vintage Arco that's honestly way nicer than any of the modern stuff, and is also
Cheaper.
$100 instead of, well, like 1,500. I think is what my Paragon is worth at the moment.
Jesus. You didn't buy it for that, though, right?
Oh, God,
yeah,
no.
I was going to say,
I bought it for about half that.
which is really cool. Yeah, Tim, you scored on the Quebeco Steel Sport. I think this is great.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that one for.
I have two, and honestly, I just like I've told myself to stop buying sports just because I buy them and then I don't use them as often as I want to. But I think with this one, it solves the problem of even all of them, even the aluminum being too light for me.
Right.
I really like this.
I like this. It just lives.
But you also own the lightest sport ever produced. Your
Yeah,
hard rubber one.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But that one's different because it's got a gold nib and it's a cartridge, or not cartridge, geez, piston, blind cap. It's interesting. And it's longer also than
It
the
also
modern
costs
one.
like 8 times as much as.
Yes, rightfully so.
Normal one.
Rightfully so, by the way. But
I just realized that this notebook is really meta.
is it
I'll show you why.
meta notebook? Nudie banana. Nudie banana. Nudie banana. Oh God.
Yeah.
How did you do?
That's the original. That's the.
That's crazy. Where did my other
I
Pelican?
did it on a note
Twi-
card and then I put the sticker on the notebook later.
Meta Tim.
I feel like that makes this special.
Yeah.
Only if you think Nudie Banana is special.
Nudie Banana is
Which I
a
do.
legend.
I
Yeah.
really think
Nudie Banana is a legend. That is the truth. Alright, let's see if I can get this writing. Trying the Mont Blanc like Red Fox, Petit Prince. I gotta get it flowing first. There we go. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. It's like diamond terracotta, that 150th.
Except way more expensive.
Quite a bit, yes, but it's a little bit more orangey, which I kind of like. That's neat. I really like that. And the cartridges don't do you too much damage. That's all right. I don't mind that so much. I was on vacation. We were treating ourselves. These are actually really fun. Brandon loves these, and he's much better at using them than I am. But they're hard to find in the States, or have been historically anyway. Yeah, those are cool.
Oh, so a friend of mine is buying this, and I am so jealous.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I don't know anything about it. Tell me about
It's
it.
a late
gonna sign us
60s,
off.
Bye, folks.
late
Thanks,
60s, early
everybody.
70s
In the future.
W10 field watch.
Okay, yeah.
So, British military issued